Okay, let's talk about paint extenders. Take a look at this woodwork. Okay, this is an 8-inch crown molding. First of all, if you paint it shiny, high gloss, in my opinion, it looks ugly. But some people like that. But people are getting away from high gloss. It was very popular 30 and 40 years ago. But in some cases, you still have it. You can see every imperfection, not only on the wood, but also in the painter's technique. In this case, you can see what's called roping. If you can see any lines going horizontally, it's called roping. What is roping? Roping is simply the paint congealing prematurely, and it manifests itself in a dragging appearance that takes on the profile of the clusters of bristles of the brush. And so you can see roping here. I think it's a sloppy job. But how do you avoid it? Well, there's a product that will completely help you avoid roping and premature drying of the paint. This product will help you avoid the roping that you see up here and the premature evaporation of the paint. So the first thing you got to do with this is sand it so that your new paint sticks to it. So let's sand it. So we're scratching the paint. Now we know our next paint will stick to it and won't come off if something bangs into it. It's like a cement job. When the mason puts down wire, he's giving the cement something to stick into. Same idea here. You're putting microscopic scratches all over it. The paint can adhere to the little scratches that you put into it. Second thing I want to show you, and this has nothing to do with the video per se, but it is to caulk so that we don't get paint on our wallpaper underneath. Okay, so we're doing clear caulking. And the reason is because clear caulking dries translucent, and that means that it will take on the color of what's underneath the caulking. So you won't have to worry about white caulking on your gray wallpaper or on your gray woodwork. It dries the color of what's ever underneath it, which is what you want. Okay, so number one, scratch superficially your surface in order to paint it, and that goes for oil-based products, acrylic, and this product that I'm using here, which is a water-based latex paint. Then we caulked the area over the tape, and now I'm going to show you the difference between a paint that's going to be used around the room and exposed to the air that has an extender in it, and a paint that does not have an extender. This product is sold at wherever you can buy paint. Latex paint additive and extender. And you might say, well, just add water. No. Don't add water to your paint. If you want to extend it, you have to understand the reason why you would want to extend paint. What does that mean? We're extending the drying time. We're delaying the drying process. This has two benefits. Number one, you won't rope and make ugly lines because it starts to congeal prematurely. And two, it self-levels. This chemical makes the paint fill out over the surface and completely hides any brushstroke marks that may appear. Now, I happen to be using what is, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, a very fine 4-inch brush, and in my opinion it's the best one. Okay, so I wet it first so that the paint does not stick to the bristles and it's easier to clean later on. Secondly, I'm using a new Purdy handheld dip bucket or cut bucket, whatever you want to call it. And I got it for $10. Now let's take a look at the effects of using the extender. We'll start over here because I'm going to show you the other half using the paint without the extender. Now, we're doing a full finish on the ceiling, so I'm going to get the paint on the ceiling. So it's not a mistake, I'm doing it on purpose. Now when you're using a brush like this on a surface that I'm doing, you want to go back and forth. You see all this profile, you want to get the paint in there. The only way to do this is go back and forth, be aggressive with your brush. But pay attention, please, because I don't want you saying, Spencer Colgan said you can do this. That's good for getting the paint onto the surface. Okay, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But when you finish, when you leave it for the last time, this is what I want you to do. You know, I always cover this in my videos. I want you to go in one direction, one direction, one direction. That's it. Leave it alone until she dries. Put a second coat on it. Let's take a look at what it looks like without the extender. Take a look at that. Take a look at this very beautiful layout. You can go back and forth on your video, obviously. The paint is already self-leveling. There are no brush strokes. So now let's see what our paint looks like without the extender. Same quality of brush, because that does make a difference. Okay? You can see that the paint doesn't have the texture that the one has, which has the extender in it. We'll make our mark. Let's see how we do. Remember that we're caulked underneath the woodwork. Now, I don't want to make a line where the two paints meet. Oh my gosh, there is such a difference. I hope you can see it in the video. This is a great tip. And I want everybody to realize, if you want a really good finish, go with a paint extender, okay? Especially on a piece of crown this thick, because, you know, it's basically a flat surface. But if there's any imperfections on it, if you don't use this extender, you're gonna see every little imperfection. The beautiful thing, remember, about the extender is that it self-levels, okay? Now just look what I'm doing where it meets. I'm giving it feathering it out. You know, it's sort of like a plane taking off where it meets. Because I don't want there to be a ridge. That'll be visible, okay? First of all, folks, what's the better look? Which is better? Come on, I'm going to, I just hope it's as visible to you as it is to me here, okay? You see all of that roping in there? See in that area there? Look at that. Look at that. Now look at the other one. Which way would you go? the choice is clear. I suggest that you use a paint extender. Now, if you're using an oil-based product, simply use mineral spirits. And that will be what is to latex an extender. Mineral spirits is to oil-based paint what paint extender is to latex-based paint. It thins it out. It makes it thinner and it makes it self-level without diminishing the quality of the paint job. It's the way to go. I know I sound like Christopher Walken. Every time my voice inflects like his, I feel like I gave him a call recently and he told me that he would come on my show if I wanted him to. You can get this product at any paint store and of course on Amazon. It doesn't look like it has to be double cut, does it? But it does. Can you believe that this is $9,000 wallpaper? It's true. One room. Not too big. You may remember this video from a couple of months ago. Well, we never got to finish this wall because there was construction going on in the room. This is a wall just outside the bay of Tampa Bay. Beautiful view, but it's at night and you can't see it. Look at how fine this wall covering is. Look at how thick it is. It's unique stuff. I used a Loxon primer. I needed to get the job done quickly. Loxon is a substance that seals in chalky substances, such as dusty, finished drywall, newly finished. And you get it at Sherwin-Williams. And what I like about it is, you see this double cut that I've done. Sometimes you can get into trouble doing a double cut on wall covering that is being placed over newly finished sheetrock. And you get into trouble if you don't prime it and leave it. And so I didn't want any issues with the substrate coming up. You see, just show them the wall. Look at how beautiful that wall stayed intact. Okay, I've spoken to a few friends that I've made on YouTube, and one of them, Dan Childs, told me that he uses 123 from Zinsser, and he said the substrate never comes up when I double cut. And I know exactly what he's talking about, because sometimes the wall comes right up if you prime it with, you know, primer that is not recommended for the stress that wallpaper puts on it. Look at that beautiful cut. I mean, I love this paper. You may not like the design, but the quality of the mending, perfect. Look how beautiful that is. And when you do your double cut, run your fingers across it, and if you feel it, that means you'll see it in the daytime. Because if you can feel it, that means it's standing proud. You gotta knock it down. This paper mends like vinyl, but it's not vinyl, it's just paper. For $9,000, you expect it to dance, right? Okay, just finish that off.
Hey, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you do subscribe, and I hope you do, you'll see a bell. If you don't hit the all, A-L-L, you won't get my videos that come out subsequently. YouTube will notify you for all future videos when you hit the all button. Thanks a lot.